Kamala Harris of California joins us now from Capitol.
Kamala? I thought it was Kamala.
Only on CBS this morning. She is a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee.
All right, what you're about to see is why these Democrats are so screwed in 2020. She, Cory Booker, and a few others are trying to delusionally test the waters and, I'm going to run for president in 2020. So I've never actually seen this lady speak outside of little sound bites, that she's prepared for congressional hearings. I've only seen her on Twitter doing outrageously liberal women card, race card, all the typical card stuff. And here she is. You're going to see that she's nervous. You look at her body language. She's scared to death. Oh my God, deer in headlights. And then what she says is just absurd. And then you're going to see that CBS is completely in cahoots as part of the Democratic Party. This network is nothing but an extension of the Democratic Party. Watch how they are in cahoots, and they're trying to derail the Kavanaugh hearings by saying the FBI must do a full investigation and therefore they can't vote on him. Watch this bullshit.
Will be part of Monday's public hearing. Senator, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. You were California's Attorney General, a former prosecutor. Would you be able to bring a...
Oh, by the way, she knew, hashtag, that woman right there enabled, not just knew about, enabled Charlie Rose for many, many years, and she still has a job. Meanwhile, Jeff Fager and David Rhodes and Les Moonves have all been fired, but she's still there. Now watch her hypocritically try to be this social justice warrior for women's rights now. Bullshit.
It's like this, 36 years old to trial.
Potentially, but I think that the issue here is that...
Look, she squints and her chin goes back against her neck and stuff. She is scared to death.
This is not about...
I know, because that's the way I look. When I used to do live TV in my first appearances, that's the way I would look.
Necessarily a criminal investigation. This is also about what we need to do around a background investigation.
Okay, she just said this isn't a criminal investigation, but yet, throughout this interview, she's going to say that the FBI must do a thorough background investigation. The guy's been vetted over decades 6 times. Now they're saying, we need more vetting. What?
Into who Brett Kavanaugh really is. The American public deserves...
We know who he is. He's been background checked so many times.
...to know the character of someone who will serve for...
We have detailed evidence of his character for 40 years.
...his entire life on the highest court in our country. And I think one of the issues that is getting a bit conflated here is the distinction between a criminal investigation and a background investigation. I want to know about this guy's background. And
you have 6 background checks over 40 years.
The American public wants to know about his background. We need to know.
The FBI rightfully never goes into someone's high school days and when they're 15 because they're minors. That's not fair game. It's illegal. And it's irrelevant what you do when you're in fucking high school. What did that lady right there, what did Kamala Harris do when she was in high school? I bet she was doing drugs. I bet she was having sex. What every teenager does. Let's go into her background. Let's go into Kamala Harris's background.
Are we about to put somebody on the United States Supreme Court who committed a sexual assault?
So the FBI has done 6 background checks. Are you calling into question the integrity of the FBI?
No, I don't think we have to go there, Nora. I think that the issue is that the FBI...
And by the way, even if everything this woman accuses him of doing is true, it's not a sexual assault. It was dry humping at a party. He didn't rape her. This is not a sexual assault. And you could possibly be a misdemeanor assault because he held her down. It's not sexual. There's no allegations that they even had their clothes off.
Yeah, needs to do a background check on this particular issue and provide it to the United States Senate, who has a constitutional responsibility to advise and consent on a nominee to our highest court who will, again, serve for his lifetime.
Senator Harris, this is a classic he said, she said case. Somebody isn't telling the truth. He says he wasn't even at the party. So what is your process to determine who's telling the truth here?
Well, listen, I think it's going to be about, it comes down to credibility, to your point, Gabe.
Yeah, who's more credible? A flaky mentally disturbed bullshit psychologist who's having marriage problems, who comes out of the woodwork after she creates memories that don't exist, or a judge who's been scrutinized for 40 years. Yeah, let's see.
And it's going to be about listening to what each party has to say, but I believe her. Listen.
Okay, how do you believe her when you haven't even heard her? Oh, maybe because this is all about politics? Maybe because this is nothing but a political stunt?
First of all, anybody who comes forward at this point to be prepared to testify in the United States Senate against someone who's being nominated to one of the most powerful positions in the United States government.
Terrible acting. God, she's worse than Cory Booker at acting.
That takes an extraordinary amount of courage.
No, it doesn't. It's a pathetic loser who's trying to be important by derailing a big national event. That's why she's coming out at this time. It's because it's her chance in history. She sat at home and dreamed this up like, I know that guy. Oh, wow, how can I become famous in my liberal circles and bringing him down? And I'm going to be this courageous person. Bullshit. She was all doing it for fame and to make herself important and to write a book. That's why she's coming out.
And frankly, I have personally prosecuted sexual assault cases.
This isn't sexual assault. There's absolutely no sex involved.
And my concern is, and she knows this, she is putting herself out there, knowing that they're...
Look at that acting. Oh my God, she sucks.
...going to try and excoriate her.
Yeah.
And she's doing it, I believe, because she knows...
How the fuck do you believe anything you haven't heard from her?
...that this is an important matter. It's a serious...
Yeah, it's important. It's politically important, and she's going to try to be the next congressman.
...who serves on that court. And she has the courage...
Courage?
...to come forward. She has nothing to gain. So Senator...
She has nothing to gain. She's now famous. She's already famous. She's a part of history. She's the Anita Hill. That's what she has to gain. Same reason Stormy Daniels is out there. All these pathetic little losers who have no lives are trying to be heroes in the Me Too, social justice warrior, stop Trump movement. That's what she has to gain. She's going to get money out of this, too. She's going to get book deals.
So given those concerns, would you ever put a crime survivor on the stand, let alone before the American people, without first doing an investigation?
There's Nora, flagrantly in bed with the Democrat Party, pretending to ask a journalistic question, which was a talking point given to her, which for the next 6 days, national news is going to say, there needs to be a full FBI investigation, which means they can't vote next week. That's the strategy of the Democrats, and these TV propagandists are nothing but extensions of the Democratic Party. Nora O'Donnell was told to fucking say that.
I believe that that the FBI, Nora, to your point, it should be compelled to do its job in terms of completing their background
Wow, it's almost as if they had the same talking points, isn't it?
Investigation. And that's not me.
She's swallowing because she has a dry mouth. That's because she's nervous as hell. This lady is not ready for prime time.
Done. And the White House is not directing it. The Department of Justice is not directing it. I'm not faulting the men and women of the FBI. I think we have an extraordinary amount.
Oh, it's the rank and file FBI are great, but
of talent in that agency who are really well equipped to do this kind of investigation, but they're not being given the authority to do it. That's the concern.
Oh, it's Trump now. Let's blame Trump. Trump's covering it up.
And let me be clear about it. The statistics are clear. There's been a lot of talk about, well, why is she now coming forward? Why didn't she report? Over 60% of sexual assault victims never report the crime against them. And usually there is something that precipitates it later that triggers their feeling of responsibility to report.
Senator, this isn't a court of law, so I wonder what the standard is here for you. And also, is it possible that while everything she feels is absolutely firm in her bones, that she may just have the wrong guy?
I think that we're going to all be able to judge her credibility when she testifies before the United States Senate. But I believe her. She's pretty specific about the
That statement right there should disqualify her. She is telling the American public on TV that she's already made up her mind before she's heard it. So in other words, this is nothing but kabuki theater and a political stunt. How can you believe her or not believe her? You haven't heard her.
The structure of the house where it happened, she's pretty specific about who exactly was involved. She didn't just name one person, she's named two.
Senator, you
I've read the letter.
Let me ask you this, Senator. In the culture right now, we have two conflicting things in justice. We have, on the one hand, people who aren't listened to who are accusers. On the other hand, we have people who go to jail because they've been wrongly accused. So those two things to be colliding in a place where it's awful difficult because of politics to get things straight. How's that all going to get sorted out and get to the truth and have procedural fairness?
Well, John, I think that, listen, this comes back to the point about ordering the FBI to do a comprehensive and complete background check.
This all comes back to our stunt. This is all about delaying and stalling, and let's push for a full FBI so they can't vote, and then if they can't vote, then we'll get the midterms, and then if we win the midterm, blah.
That the FBI and in particular the people in the FBI
yes,
have the experience.
We need more investigations. We need a special prosecutor.
Doing an investigation. And again, this is about this guy's background. It's not about proving a crime.
Yeah, you're damn right, because there was no crime. Even if this happened yesterday, much less 40 years ago, it's not a crime. At best, it's a misdemeanor for holding someone's mouth. There was no sex.
Many cases where there was enough evidence to believe something happened, but not necessarily prove it beyond a reasonable doubt in a courtroom, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. The United States Senate needs to know who...
Yeah, just because they're innocent in court doesn't mean they're not really guilty.
This person, Brett Kavanaugh, really is. That's the issue.
And Senator, this is, when you talk about character, tell me the calculus for you then. If this happened, there's also 36 years of behavior or 30-odd years of behavior subsequent to that that's also happened. How do you weigh those?
Well, I think that we need to look at everything that is in his background. That's the whole purpose of having this process. And let's also be clear that the process has been flawed from the very beginning. They've been pushing through this nominee without a complete vetting. Let's not forget that we have only been presented with 10% of all available of his background. Consistently, this process has been about pushing something through without a complete and thorough vetting of who this guy is, and without allowing the United States Senate to review
Senator Harris, we'll all get a chance to hear what both sides have to say. We thank you again for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, guys.
We appreciate it.
Thank you for your work. Thank you.
South Korean President